Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 30th. Welcome to Human Services. This morning, we're going to work with Katie to do some final revisions on H46. We have heard, I think, all the testimony that we're going to take on this bill and have some good suggestions from our partners. So Katie, can you join us? So the latest draft of this should be on our webpage. It's draft 1.1. That does not incorporate anything we talked about yesterday. These are all the changes that were made last week. So a couple places I know we're going to make some changes. Some of the things that came up yesterday when we heard from the health department were that the burden of requiring the health department and the advisory committee to do everything, the powers and what we're asking them to do, that without any funding, that they wouldn't be able to absorb that within their existing funding. So a recommendation was made to change shall to may in the lead-in language for their duties, which is on the
So
page.
the advisory council may conduct the following activities.
Yeah, so page 3, line 11. And then the other area is in the same area. We talked a little bit about maybe continuing to condense their duties a little bit.
I think particularly in that whole, all the subparts, the whole piece about
Under
screening.
3, yeah. So,
Because under that includes, equity in the healthcare system.
yes, I think we're good with 1 and 2 under C. And then 3, where we're asking them to kind of conduct, consult with the experts regarding to develop policy recommendations. I think some of that, like, for example, they told us that they're already kind of doing that under a screening called Newborn Screening Advisory Committee that exists within the health department.
Okay.
So
Are we on?
we're on page 4.
Top of page.
I was one ahead. Okay.
Yeah, so we were talking about having this group provide input on it as opposed to, right, input to the other advisory committee.
With regard to A through E or just regard to A?
Just to A.
Okay. So that one.
So replace A with, like, we don't want them to identify conditions that should be screened because they're already doing that.
Right, input. I don't, that might not
Why
work
would they
in
want
language.
that existing?
I think it's, they would, I mean, the lead-in language says consult and collaborate, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so it might
Consult
be
and
to
collaborate.
identify conditions to recommend for screening to the name of the other group.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Do it
good.
that way.
Yeah, because the lead-in is consult with experts on rare
Yeah.
diseases to develop policy recommendations that.
So A would be that identify conditions to recommend to the
Mm-hmm.
name of other group for inclusion in the screening.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I think B still works since it's advice, but,
Yeah.
but eliminate C.
Yes.
What is the name of the group?
No, it's right there.
Newborn Screening Advisory Committee.
It's still there.
That's the program screening advisory
Yeah.
committee.
Yeah.
Advisory committee. Thank you. Okay, got it.
And then B, we would leave. C, we would eliminate completely.
Okay.
D, I think we would leave.
Well, maybe drop and improve programs such as, because that kind of ties into A. That's going back to the newborn screening
Yeah.
program.
Yeah, drop
But
the,
then, are they gonna improve relevant diagnostic services? No, they're not.
Yeah, no.
They can't.
They can't because they're not,
They're advising.
yeah.
Well, everything is under, I mean, number 3 is all about
Consulting with experts.
consulting with, but yeah, maybe B should be struck.
Whereas, I mean, are diagnostic services something they should be looking at? Like,
Well, because that could also just be, sometimes like it may not even be medically, but like working with people with rare diseases, procedures.
Maybe we sort of combine with E there. Because it's timely access and.
that's a good idea.
And
Yeah.
improvements for diagnostic and treatment
Thanks.
services.
Yeah,
ensure timely access to treatment and relevant diagnostic services.
How does
You're
it,
good.
it seems to tie back to B where we talk
Yeah, how
about
would they
improving
do
patient
that?
access.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, how would they ensure timely access as an advisory committee?
well, no, but these are
Recommendation.
subparts to the intro language of number 3 there. It's all about,
consulting with experts.
they're consulting to develop recommendations that would improve. They're not,
They would
they're not
include timely
improving.
access. They're not gonna actually. be
Okay.
improving.
It seems to me that B, D, and E are all sort of the same,
Yeah,
be rolled into one.
yeah, I think you're right. B, D, and E really, improve timely patient access, then you get the timely in,
Relevant diagnostic services
access to.
and access.
Yeah, can
Quality.
you combine those 3?
B,
Yeah.
D, and E.
We don't need to.
Without including anything about the newborn screening program from
Yeah,
D
because
in
that's
the
already-
combined version.
Now, because the health department is doing this, will they have a chance to look this over and see
Yes.
if they like the new wording?
Send in the new draft.
Okay.
Maybe
They'll be able to put input.
Yeah, this is based on their input, but what about changing improve, which some people thought was too strong, support timely patient access? In other words,
Yeah, like-
they're providing recommendations that would support.
Timely, yeah.
Mhm. Or is fine.
4 is fine.
Yeah, the Department of Health said that was,
Yeah.
yeah, they're good with
Then they
that.
would be able to do that. 5 is fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
D is good. They were fine with that. E is good.
May, E is May, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's not shall, yeah, it's May submit.
submit
submit.
any recommendations.
Yeah.
And they were fine with quarterly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the rest.
The
were
rest
fine.
is good, yeah.
Oh, did we get a fiscal note? Yeah,
There's no financial implications.
Well, there will be a fiscal note on the,
Oh,
on
on
the
the-
stipends.
oh,
I heard
Yeah,
it was gonna be about 10,000.
Well, remember Teresa said the fiscal committee does the fiscal note when the bill is finished,
Okay,
not beforehand.
okay, because I've been told it's gonna be around 10K.
Well, this one will probably be less than that, but we'll see.
Good.
Because it's only 4 meetings, the general estimate.
Oh, and before it was 12.
Monthly and
Thank you, Ann.
et
There's
cetera.
only a small stipend for a limited number of people on the.
There's only 2, how many people there? 3?
There's
I
only
would
2
actually-
private, yeah,
Right. There's not that many.
Right, that would be eligible for a stipend.
right.
There are 3, 2 are
Three.
the rare
Two are the
disease
parent.
and then the
Parent.
parent or
Yeah.
guardian.
Yes.
3.
It's minimal.
3 people for 4 meetings is, yeah.
At $50
$50
a meeting,
person.
Yeah.
We can
yeah.
do that math.
Yeah, no,
50 times 4 times 3. Anybody quick?
I was thinking of the 12.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of the quarterly. So it should be a quarter of 10K.
Actually, yeah, it'll be even less.
Yeah,
But it's even less than that because there's only three people eligible for a stipend, so.
Oh,
Some,
That's
some
even
are
better.
larger, yeah.
That's
yeah,
even better.
less.
thanks.
Okay,
All
so
about
I think those are all the changes that we heard from the health department. Does anybody have any other last thoughts on any edits for Katie?
You covered. I think
Mhm.
that's good.
You should.
Doesn't change anything on our findings, I don't think, but
No, and that was something the Department of Health said, in terms of the intent, they're
That's
like
very
yeah,
supportive of
totally
that,
on
yeah.
board, so. I don't think they had any issue with that.
Great. So Katie, whenever you can have a
That was
new draft.
easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
When do you have it on your agenda again?
We don't, yeah.
Okay.
But we
It's whenever we have an
Yeah.
empty spot and a ready.
And a ready document. Okay, okay, great, thank you.
Yeah. Whatever you can do.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we can go off live. Our next witness, hold on, let me, gotta